I've been helping people with money for more than 20 years, but no one stumped me more than the princess.
I love spending money on cosmetics, facial products, housewares. Anytime I see something sparkly, I stop, stare, need to have it.
I'm here to help this princess take control of her money and her life. Over the next 4 weeks, she'll live on a strict cash diet and complete weekly challenges.
As long as I get what I want, I won't complain.
If this princess has what it takes, I'll transform her from spender to saver, and I'll give her up to $5,000 to help her pay down her debt.
It's hard to change your whole life.
No changes, no money.
Oh, 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 she's a princess. She's a princess.
Meet Princess Diana.
My name is Diana, and I work part-time as an esthetician.
She loves the finer things in life.
She's a shopaholic.
I love Barbie dolls, watches, shoes, purses, perfume. I usually spend $50 to $500.
I'm gonna need a pedicure after this.
Diana only works 1 day a week, so she depends on a lot of people to bankroll her pricey lifestyle. But boyfriend Tino bears the brunt.
She sees a shirt she likes, she'll pull it aside, she'll be like, oh, Tino, can you buy this for me?
Thanks, T.
You're welcome.
You hold it. Let's go.
He'll put gas in my car. He'll buy me cigarettes sometimes. When we go to eat, he'll pay for it. If we go to the movies, he'll pay for it. Sometimes he'll just give me money.
Diana's priorities now are just to look good and live in the moment.
I try to be as natural as possible, but I've had Botox. I get lip plumpers. I do my eyelash extensions.
She was always wanting to put on this appearance. She was rich, I think.
I guess I try to portray this image that I do have it all.
She certainly expects it all when it comes to the future.
I saw a few houses for sale in the area we like. And I don't know, I was thinking maybe like you can like put a down payment.
Why'd I have to pay for a whole house?
I just figure I have the houseware, so that would equal to the amount the same as a down payment.
The biggest purchase you make in your life, and she doesn't realize that. She thinks a wedding ring is the biggest purchase you make in your life.
I've been trying to slowly train Tino to thinking of how much he should spend on an engagement ring and tried to convince him that it's a year's salary. I gotta wear it for the rest of my life. So I mean, it shouldn't be an issue.
All the responsibility's on me right now.
But she's also hitting up mom and dad.
I convinced my parents to purchase a car for me, but I haven't paid them back.
We paid for the aesthetics college.
We went out and chose a bunch of equipment necessary to do the aesthetics services within my house. I didn't really pursue it afterwards.
We spent a lot of money on her.
I'm asking you nicely if you could please buy me a dress.
Her friends and family are fed up, and they've called me in.
I want to see my parents be able to retire, but instead they're dishing out money to Diana.
She's 25. She should like have her life in order right now.
Got to do something about this kid because she's gonna not only ruin herself, she's gonna ruin us.
I brought Diana here to show her how her financial choices impact everyone around her.
Hi, Gail.
Princess Diana, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So, I hear you bought a new dress to meet me today.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about that. Come on. Status is pretty important to you, right?
I think so.
Is that why you want the big fat diamond ring?
I have to wear it every single day. That's my accessory for the rest of my life. People want to see it. People will give reactions whether or not it's big or small.
Is this big enough?
Yeah,
You like that?
I love it.
Yeah? $35.
Really?
Wow, $35, that's nothing. I looked really dumb.
All your behavior indicates that you think other people should take care of you forever.
Yes.
Your parents, when they have to spend money on you, it means they have to go without something.
Yes.
We're going to look at what some of your friends and family have to say about you. We're going to start with your mom.
Her actions are having an impact on everybody. You get angry and you become a little resentful. I can't do this anymore. You're gonna have to grow up. You have to find a job and become self-sufficient, self-reliant, and depend on Diana. Not on Tino, not on me, not on Dad, not on anybody. You gotta do it for yourself.
It hit close to my heart. It hurt. I've never heard my mom say that, so to hear that was kind of a shock.
Aren't you the girl who says that it's silly for you to buy Tino movie tickets?
People watch, they stare. They look from what you're wearing to what you're doing.
Are we back to the status thing again?
Yes.
Do you ever treat him?
Lately, no.
I don't really like dating a princess because I don't think she could go a week without buying something for herself. I feel that she takes advantage of me. I don't want to marry someone with debt because I don't want to have to get them out of their own debt, you know what I mean?
you take every advantage you can of it.
Maybe, yeah.
I think that he's someone who just has a good heart, and maybe I did take advantage of that.
Is it your goal to be a better partner for Tino and a more gracious daughter to your mom and dad?
I hope.
Yeah, I hope so too. So I've invited Tino and your mom here because I think it's really important that everybody get on the same page because you have some changing to do and everybody's going to have to hold you accountable because you are the queen of getting what you want. Let's look at the numbers because the numbers don't lie. This $7,700 does not include the $16,000 that you owe your mother for the car. Keep in mind, your mother paid for your whole education.
Yeah.
How much did you pay to set up the home spa in your house for her?
$7,000.
Have you used it?
On myself.
So when we add it all up, you have $42,000 in debt.
That's insane.
This is a representative of how you have been spending your money. You save sweet diddly squat, and because of course you live at home and you don't pay rent, and you don't buy food, you don't pay your car insurance, Tino buys your gas, so your needs represent only about 13% of the money that you're spending. You spend about 21% on debt repayment, and you manage to spend 213%, almost $1,600 every month on your wants.
I didn't know it could go over 100%.
This is an example of how you use other people's money.
They didn't realize how much money I was spending, and it just opened my eyes. It's just like I'm throwing away money on nothing.
Hold on to your pants. You've been earning $9,000 a year gross. To live like you are living right now, you would have to earn $80,000 a year. To also get your debt paid off, you would have to earn $110,000 a year.
She's a graduate out of school. Basically, to find a job for $80,000 is not reality.
If you were in fact paying your own way and not relying on all the people in your life and using credit to fill the gap, you'd be going into debt to the tune of $4,000 a month or $48,000 a year. That's what you're signing up for if we don't fix this.
Yeah, that's a big problem, a huge problem. Especially if we get married and that adds up, has to stop.
You guys have to keep your hands out of your pockets, like no question.
I'm happy with that.
Okay.
And at this point, you have to decide whether you are now going to be standing on your own 2 feet or whether you are going to continue to live off other people's labor.
On my own 2 feet. I have the determination.
Okay, so no whining, no bitching. This is about taking control of your money and your life. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to give you a series of challenges to do. They will not be easy. You do the challenges to my satisfaction, I'll give you up to $5,000. You don't do the challenges, you don't get the money. You don't have the right attitude, you don't get the money. Okay, so over the next few weeks, what you're going to do is you're going to take responsibility for your own life. You're going to learn that you have to work really hard to get the things that you want. And you're going to learn that you can't be a leech. You've got to be able to stand on your own 2 feet.
Will do.
So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give her her first challenge. Coming up, Diana gets a reality check.
Holy sugar.
Oh, 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 she's a princess. Oh, 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 she's a princess.
25-year-old Diana is always spending
These are so nice. These are nice. Love it.
and rarely working.
I work only Saturdays, and I make about $13 an hour.
Her expectations are huge.
If I want to put diamonds beside, you
Yes.
guys do that too?
Yes, of course.
I think it's okay to, take out a mortgage for a ring because that's something that you're gonna have forever.
Her loved ones are fed up, so they've called me in and stopped the handouts.
I think my parents and Tino should cut Diana off.
I will not fund Diana's daily expenses anymore. I cannot.
Well, if she doesn't change, I'll cut her off.
I've got 4 weeks to whip this princess into shape. If she completes all my challenges, I'll give her up to $5,000 to pay down her debt. Did you bring your debit cards and your credit cards?
Yes, I did.
Hand them over, they're gone.
Goodbye, long friends.
It's freaking me out completely. I've had those since I was 18.
And now we come to your first challenge. This is your Get Real challenge, because girl, you need to be brought back to reality. The first part of this challenge involves you learning to live on your income. So I'm going to spot you 20. You have this for the whole week. It's all you get. One of the things that you have an expectation of is that Tina's going to buy you a big ring. So here's the challenge. If he's going to spend $44,000 on a ring, you have to come up with $40,000 for a house down payment.
I like that.
Okay? Fair's fair.
It is going to be a little bit challenging because it's kind of hard to budget when you don't really have an income.
The Get Real Challenge is designed to snap my princess into reality. Diana expects the best of everything, but does she have any idea what it costs?
Wow. It's beautiful. Fireplace, open concept, high ceilings.
This is the kitchen. It's all stainless steel appliances.
Amazing. Oh my God. It's stunning. It's like my dream came to life. People would be like, wow, this is their house.
That's all she cares about. Impressing people.
That's what your house is for.
But you also, in your house, you need to feel comfortable that you can make the monthly mortgage payments and pay the utility bills. That's what's really most important, especially when you're buying your first house.
So what does this fantasy lifestyle cost?
That's about $1.6 million.
Holy sugar.
That was just a bit of a shock.
It's beautiful, but it's too much.
Next, Diana had to look around at something closer to what she can afford.
I was hoping when I showed her the townhouse that she would start readjusting her expectations, realizing what she is able to afford.
Oh, wow. The bed kind of just pops right out at you. I didn't expect that.
No, this is too small for Diana. I know that for sure. She wants like a huge palace as her first house.
I'm disappointed in the space. You can't really have guests over.
It's $249,000.
Okay. $250,000 is a lot for a space like this. I mean, I think it's like my bedroom.
You require a minimum down payment of at least 5%.
If I had to live here, would I be happy? Probably not. So I think I'm gonna focus on making a lot of money and putting it aside.
Still determined to get the house of her dreams, Diana sat down to figure out how to save for it.
So I need to figure out how I would save $44,000 down payment in 18 months. 26 plus 13,000. I would have to save almost $2,000 a month. That's crazy. That's actually scary.
She's kind of freaking out right now because she realizes that it's a lot of money and it's going to take a long time to save it up.
I'm gonna calculate now how many hours you would have to work to get me my $44,000 engagement ring.
Okay, I want to see how many hours.
44,000 divided by 7 equals 6,285 hours.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I'm willing to compromise. I'm willing to sacrifice. If you get it for 10, 15,000, I don't care. As long as it's the ring I want, I'm willing to compromise.
So once I see you start saving up for down payment, then I'll start saving for the ring.
Okay, so do we have a deal?
We have a deal with that.
Okay. Deal.
But I'm about to poke some holes in that deal. So you're fine with a much smaller ring.
As long as I can see it.
But even your smaller amount would mean that he'd have to work for 3/4 of a year and never spend a penny on himself.
It's not fair that I have to cut out something I've always wanted my entire life.
Tell me how you're going to come up with your money for the down payment on the house.
I just got a job. I just got a job full time. I'd have to save about $1,100 to $1,500 a month.
So you're prepared to live at home till you're almost 30. Are you being realistic now? Your expectations weigh very heavily on the people around you. So your next challenge is an attitude adjustment challenge. I have a backpack with 6,285 pennies in it, which represents the number of hours you think Tina should work to buy you a ring. So, whoa, take it.
Oh, for real?
For real.
It's heavy.
And for the next 2 weeks, I want you to see what it feels like to carry that kind of expectation in terms of real weight.
I don't know if maybe it's just not good enough and I have to continue lowering my expectations. Overall, it's challenging, it's difficult.
Coming up, can Princess Diana handle the change?
Why do you have to make me friggin' freak out more than I'm already freaked out?
Oh, 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 she's a princess. Oh, 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 she's a princess.
Princess Diana spends endlessly on her image,
I did purchase a pair of Christian Louboutin shoes.
and she expects others to do the same.
It was made for me, and this is the ring I want. Or you want people to look at it and be like, wow, congratulations, not, oh, congratulations. It's perfect. This place is totally me.
But I've put a stop to all that. I put her on a cash diet, and she's struggling.
Living on $20 a week, it was really, really, really hard the first 2 weeks. I had like the shakes. I was getting frustrated. So it was like a withdrawal.
When she's realizing that the weekend's coming around, she can't do anything, she can't go for dinner, She becomes a bit stressed.
Why do you have to make me friggin' freak out more than I'm already freaked out?
I don't understand why you're getting mad.
She just starts taking out on everybody else, starts freaking out.
Get up.
Also, Tino, I've been seeing him a lot more than usual. They tend to be staying in instead of going out spending their money, which is a nice thing.
Now I'm starting to get used to it. I really had to focus, on making my own lunches now and waking up earlier to make my breakfast. I'll even drive an extra block further just so I don't have to pay for parking. I'd rather park in like a grocery store plaza or something.
Diana needs to start pulling her own weight. This week, she's carrying a knapsack of 6,000 pennies, the equivalent of the 6,000 hours she expects Tino to work to buy her the engagement ring of her dreams. She's going to get a taste of how heavy her expectations really are.
This is a job that should probably take about half an hour, and it's taking me longer because I'm struggling to try to not put out my back. This is challenging with something on your back. Wearing that backpack was extremely difficult. Like, I wore it for a day and a half, and my shoulders and my back killed. I really felt the weight on my shoulders. I felt really bad. I can't feel my neck and my shoulders. I'm gonna have a hunch. This challenge taught me a really important thing. That's when I came to the realization that I'm putting all the weight and pressure on Tino's shoulders, and it's not fair. If I can't handle that kind of weight on my shoulders for a day and a half, it wasn't fair for Tino for 6 years to be with that weight on his shoulders. So I have to give up that dream of the big ring, and Tino should be able to go out there and get me what he can afford and what he wants to get. And it's ultimately not my decision.
Time to check in with Diana and her brother Nick. Nick, has she been wearing that backpack consistently?
Yeah, she's been complaining a lot consistently too, though.
You can take it off now.
Yes, I've been waiting for this.
Now you see yourself as a real partner. I still think you have some progress to make. And so my next set of challenges are designed to help you with that. So your next challenge is another attitude adjustment challenge. You still think the outside is really important, that the image you create says a lot about you. We will see how good you are at judging people by their covers. Diana spent tons of money creating an image to impress strangers.
I want people to say, wow, this girl, she can dress well, she looks good, she can afford a house, she has a successful career, she has it all.
This week, I'm asking her to observe and judge the appearance of 3 strangers to see how accurate her assumptions are.
I think this will be an eye-opener for Diana because the looks aren't everything, right? People could look like a bum and they could have $1 million in the bank account, you never know.
I think she's a bartender. Income is $25,000. I'm gonna say 20,000 debt. Oh, wow. This one was a tricky one. So that just totally proved me wrong, and it blew me away. You're not like wearing designer clothes. Someone like that I pictured more kind of like the retail or like at a mall or something. I don't think she has any debt. Income, I see 30,000. Okay, I was off.
You're way off by everything.
For some reason, she reminds me of a stay-at-home housewife. She's like dressed really comfortably, like relaxed, She looks like she has like a bunch of boys and she would take them to soccer.
Why do you think she has boys?
Women that have girls are a little more like uptight. I can say income 0. Debt, I don't know, maybe 25,000. Wow. She's so adorable, but I didn't picture her to actually fit in with the business world. They may look great, but you don't know how much they have in their bank account. So, this totally proved it.
Coming up, my final verdict.
Oh, 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 she's a princess. Oh, 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 she's a princess.
When I first met Diana, she was a pampered princess who spent endlessly on her appearance, lived off her boyfriend and parents, and had unrealistic expectations of what the world owed her. Over the last 4 weeks, I challenged her to get real about her finances, recognize the weight of her expectations, and stop placing so much importance on image.
Let's go.
She's come a long way, and before I make my final decision, I want to meet with her mother and boyfriend to see what they think. So have you seen a change in Dee this month?
Terrific change. I can't believe it, actually. This is one of the best experiences ever that Diana has had, and it made me so proud.
Do not break her again.
Never.
And And you too.
Yeah.
Keep your hand out of your pocket.
I will.
So, have you seen a big change in her as well in terms of her relationship with you?
Well, yeah, I've seen a huge change because she doesn't want to spend my money at all. Like, I've seen a change in my bank account too. I think Gail saved my relationship. I feel more stress-free at work and stuff like that because everything's going to be equal now.
Let's see her and see what she has to say. Dee, come on in.
We're actually working together towards building a future for ourselves. So I feel happier knowing that he feels happier.
Hey there, princess. You worked hard this month.
Yes, it was a lot. From the backpack, the weight on my shoulders, to not being able to spend money on going out to get a coffee. I'm determined to budget myself. I actually look forward to seeing my debt shrink and me being able to have some money in my bank account.
Not only that, but you're putting money aside for something you really, really want, as opposed to buying stupid crap.
Yeah, and I definitely realize that now.
Now, your last challenge was a bit of an eye-opener to you.
Yes.
So sometimes when you look at people and they look really good, you know where their money went. It wasn't into a savings account.
And I have to stop thinking about that people are judging me.
Yes.
And that's a major thing too.
How do you think you did?
I didn't think a few weeks can make a difference, but I feel that it has.
You know what? I agree with you.
Thank you. I definitely feel proud of myself. Once my debt's paid off, that's just the closer I get to, starting my future, to buying a house, getting married. And this check will actually really, really help because that means I can start saving sooner.
You have a very clear path ahead of you now. You know exactly what you need to do. All you have to do is stay focused.
I feel like I'm, a new person. I don't feel like I'm a princess anymore.
I can tell she loves to go shop. She's all out of control. She can't stop. Designer clothes, jewels, hair. She's throwing money everywhere. My head is spinning. Oh, 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 oh. She's a princess. She's a princess. Modern day princess.